You're listening to the Manifesting Miracles podcast. By tuning in today, you're dialing into your frequency of abundance. I'm Michelle J. Lamont, your manifestation master and guide. Ever since 2016, I've been obsessively dedicating my life to uncovering, dissecting, and analyzing every aspect of the practices and modalities in which we call manifestation. You see, you are truly more powerful than you can even imagine and fully capable of manifesting miracles on the daily. I'm going to teach you how to attract a life beyond your wildest dreams using your own divine power. So let's get started manifesting your miracles right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time for us to align with our highest and best self. This is the moment where you have been waiting and listening and knowing that the world and the universe is ready for you to align with your highest vibration in order for you to manifest the dreams that you want, in order for you to release your fear and release your doubt and release your insecurity. You first had to understand that you are worthy of receiving this information and you're worthy of manifesting your dreams. Hi, I'm Michelle Juanita Lamont. If this is your first time catching Manifesting Miracles, I want to welcome you to our little community here on the internet and on YouTube. So I want to invite you all to understand a little bit about manifesting and manifesting with our fears. In this episode, I'm going to share us an example of a fear that I overcame and what it did for me and why you should really understand and try to confront and face and work through those fears. So if this is your first time tuning in, I want to invite you to invite your higher self into the conversation. Just right now say, "Hi, higher self. Could you please help me digest this information, understand this information, and become a vibrational match to what Michelle is teaching?" Why? I want you to truly manifest everything that you want in your reality. There's nothing in my existence that would want anything less from you. I want you to be happy. I want you to manifest your dreams. And I want you to understand how magical you are. Walt Disney has a great quote. The magic only works for those who seek it. The magic only works for those who seek it. And we are energetic, mystical, divine light beings. And as a mystical, divine light being, we should not be ruled by motherfucking fear, because fear is a liar. And what fear is doing is fear is teaching you all of the places that you need to grow and all of the places that will help you elevate yourself to a higher vibrational universe. So in order for you to manifest things into your reality, you're going to have to stop allowing fear to play such a central role in your existence. Now, if you've never listened to Manifesting Miracles before, I'm a manifestation master, author, speaker, coach, YouTuber, and award-winning podcast host. And in 2016, I started down my journey after an attempt to unalive myself, trying to go down this rabbit hole of understanding why I was thinking the way I was, why I was so trapped in fear, why I couldn't just allow myself to be a vibrational match to money and success and happiness, and to be in a real, loving, committed relationship with somebody without attracting low vibrational people. And I did not understand what I was doing. So if you're listening from somewhere around this little blue marble hurling through space, I welcome you. If you've been listening since the beginning, or you're new to this, or you've listened to all 204 episodes, I cherish you, I cheer you on, and I want you to know that every single day, right when I wake up, one of the first things I say, because I kneel before I stand, I always say, "Universe, God, source energy, please let everybody who listens to this receive a miracle today. Let everybody who's ever worked with me manifest their highest version. Let anybody who shares my content or talks about me on social media, may their blessings multiply." Why? And why do I say this? because I want what you're doing to propel this vibration out into the universe by writing a review for me, by sharing this podcast with your mom, your dad, your aunt, your nieces, your brothers, your friends, and your family members. You're going to raise your vibrational timeline because I'm here teaching people how to raise yours. So when you're supporting a loving light being who is being a loving light being, then you become the part of that fabric. You become part of my creation. You become part of what I'm manifesting. And so I want you to release fear, and I want you to manifest things, and I want you to understand how to do it. So by investing in yourself with the time that we spend together every single week, you are literally changing the molecular structure of the way that you're operating in this vibrational universe. So let's get started. And this episode is all about fear. Why? Because every single thing in our reality is based on a fear-based situation, meaning we learned in somehow, some way to remove ourselves from all of the opportunities that are waiting for us because of something that happened many, many, many years ago, or something that we saw happen to our parents, or we saw happen to somebody that we loved, or somebody that helped us grow up. And so we're imprinted with this vibration, and all we have to do is understand that we can release it, and that we can let it go, and that we can be in flow. So let's start going down the rabbit hole of what I want you to understand when it comes to manifesting and fear. Why is it important to release fear and manifestation? You see, fear can hold us back from reaching our goals and living our best life. That's just the end of everything. And manifestation, it requires us to be in a high vibrational place so we can create the reality that we desire. And in order to create a reality in which we desire, we have to understand fear a little bit more. What is fear, and how it manifests into our lives, and understanding the different types of fear and how they can affect us is very, very important. So what I want to touch on in that aspect of, understanding fear and how does it manifest into our life, and what are the different types of fear. If you learned at a very young age that you should be, quote unquote, a good girl or a good boy or a good person by getting an education and going to college and working for somebody else, you were never introduced to the possibility of entrepreneurship, the hustle grind culture, maybe the grind culture, but not the hustle. And that type of fear embeds into your psyche, and it teaches you how the different aspects will affect your reality. So when we define fear, what we're really defining is the shadow of our energy. And in the shadow of our energy lies all of the answers. And in that modality and in that practice of I am going to manifest things into my reality, you only manifest as you are. So if you're manifesting out of fear, doubt, lack, and shame, your reality is going to look like the manifestations take a lot longer. They don't come into the full fruition that you're wanting. And so it seems like it's not necessarily understanding the aspects of the desires entirely, but there is another reason for that. If you were to receive the things that you want in this current state that you're in, you wouldn't be a vibrational match to it, and therefore you would lose those things as quickly as you got them. So the power of manifestation, what does it and how does it work? Well, manifesting is the art of bringing something from your thought to reality, right? And so when we start to visualize and see ourselves winning in this aspect and see ourselves really becoming creators of our reality, it can really imprint on our fear that this isn't going to happen for us and this isn't going to work. So how can you use manifestation to get what you want? You can use manifestation to get what you want by understanding that you live in a vibrational reality, and in that vibrational reality, the universe is responding reacting and contracting based on your ability to visualize and call into yourself without any hesitation. And overcoming fear is the next thing that is very important. So I'm going to teach you some techniques. And one of the very first things that you need to start doing is meditating. Meditating is the solution in your psyche, in your brain. Why? Because meditation slows our channels of fear. Meditation kind of takes that one part of our brain called the amygdala, and it squashes it down, and it squashes it down, and it squashes it down, because the imprint from that reality in which whatever it is that you want to do, I don't know if I'm going to make enough money, I don't know if anybody's going to buy this, I don't know if I should move, I don't know if I should marry them, I don't know if I should break up with them, I don't know. So all of these fears about the future that you're going to create and whether it's going to come to fruition, that's an imprint that you have to overcome. And so how do we overcome that? The fastest and the best way is to start meditating. And as a life path 9, I know that I could not achieve the things that I've achieved in the amount of time that I've achieved them if I did not understand the power of meditation. So meditation allows us to disconnect from the history that we already have lived and known, and it allows us to kind of like slide into the reality that we want to create, because meditation, it literally changes everything about our reality. And I want to say that if you're doing it between 9 and 15 minutes, you're really hitting the nail on the target, and it's really going to start implementing. Give it about 2 months to see the results on an everyday basis. And after about 60 days of meditating every day for 15 minutes, you can start adding in a couple more minutes and a couple more minutes. But what's most important, you're going to see that all of that talk about fear and disillusionment and all the things that don't really benefit us are also going to start slowing down. Because in order for you to create things into this reality and have the life that we really want, we cannot allow the effect of the thoughts that created the trail of ideas that you cannot call this into your reality. And you have to go in micro steps. And the next technique that I think is very powerful in understanding and releasing fear is visualization. Now, why is this? Because right now, all the stories that you've ever had, all the stories that you've ever known, and all the stories that you're ever talking about or telling are based in a reality in which you were not creating, or you were creating out of doubt, you were creating out of fear, you're creating out of shame, you're creating out of insecurity. But when you start to visualize, and I mean really, really, really every little micro detail, if it's a house, not the street or anything like that, but what does it feel like? It feels like I'm comfortable. It feels like I'm happy. It feels like I love coming home. Everything about where I live makes me feel comfortable and safe and beautiful and protected. And when you're in that vibrational universe, you start thinking of the doors, and you start thinking of the windows, and you start thinking of the floor, and you start thinking of the garage, and you keep building and you keep building. Well, that visualization, what it's doing is it's giving your higher self, your angels and your guides, a pathway to finding everything out that you need to create it. They're like, oh, they really love this aspect of it, or they really want this aspect of it. And if you allow yourself to stay in your future reality 90% of the time, then fear will not affect the way that you're manifesting, and you will get past that reality. And then one of the other ways is through affirmations, but affirmations only really take hold if you're meditating and you're doing your visualizations. Why? Well, Dr. Joe Dispenza talked about this, and I couldn't agree more. When you think, what you're thinking with is an internal operating machine, and that internal operating machine, it has a code, and the code that it has is going to have a profound effect on the way that we create. So if you are only thinking about something and you're not doing meditation and you're not doing affirmations, then it stays in the brain. It doesn't get past into the reality, because the reality is based on what? Energy. And the energy that we create with is based on what? The way that our brain is thinking. So it's a vicious cycle. If you're not meditating and you're not using visualizations and you're just constantly saying these affirmations, you're only putting a band-aid on a bullet hole, right? You're going to eventually need spiritual surgery. And that's what this podcast is like. This is a spiritual prescription for you to manifest and release your fears and overcome them. And when you start putting those 3 steps into place, you're going to start seeing everything in your reality shift a lot faster and happen with a lot more gusto and a lot more detail. You're going to see, like, you're going to say, like, oh my gosh, I remembered I was thinking about having a stained glass window, and the upstairs bedroom has a stained glass window. So in order for us to tap into the vibrational universe where all these things are that we have desired and called in and asked for, it requires that we work hard on releasing our history and releasing our past. And so the next step that's very, very important is that you set clear intentions and goals to manifest things into your reality, but don't set them in a way that sets you up for failure, okay? If you're in a situation where you don't really believe and feel that $1 million could come into your reality right now, and you're just sitting there all the time like, I'm a millionaire, money flows to me easily, I'm a rich bitch, I'm wealthy, everything works out, I'm all of these things, all these affirmations that are wonderful and beautiful and definitely work and have a very important place in our lives, they are literally meaningless if it's only in your head. So you have to feel it energetically in your heart. You have to feel it energetically in your soul, in your vibration. Instead, it would be better to create some sort of intention or idea about our future that's built in an energetic way. So what do I mean by that? It would be like, it feels so good to not have to look at my bank account when I go grocery shopping. It feels so good to not have to look at my bank account when I want to buy clothes. It feels so good to not have to look at my bank account when my child asks me for something. This is a feeling, not a fear, right? You have to know the difference between a feeling and a fear, because when we're operating out of that fear, the feeling is going to come back and support it. But when you're operating out of feeling, the fear doesn't have any play. It doesn't have any way of existing. It doesn't show up, and it can't affect or imprint on our future. Why? Because we've never experienced it. It's a canvas. It's blank. There's nothing painted on it. There's nothing on it. And so in this moment in time, you vibrationally are very different because you're creating in faith and not in fear. And so for visualizing those desires, visualize yourself going to the shoe store with your child, going to Petco with your pet, going to Christmas shopping with your aunts and your uncles and your family and your friends, and really just buying what you think is that person would like versus like, well, I only want to spend $50 on them. Don't allow that fear-based aspect of your history to follow you into your future. But if you are in that vibrational reality and you need to overcome fear, I am so excited to teach you that I have a couple of solutions that can help you. And one of them is a digital course called Fear is a Motherfucking Liar. And Fear is a Motherfucking Liar, and well, it says Fear is an MF Liar, is $99, but if you use the code PRE50, PRE50, you'll get it for $49. And it's a 7 or a 10 day, it's a 10-day course, 7 or 10-day course. I always forget them. There's a couple of 7s and a couple of 10s. With videos of me talking and explaining everything through, and then all of the work. And it's a wonderful course, and you're going to learn how to release that aspect of fear. And here's the thing, sometimes we get in our own way And in order for us to be more successful at manifesting, we might need a little bit of help. And that little bit of help can come in the form of this digital course. Why not? Take it. It's $49. It's going to change your life. It's going to help you release fear. And I also have one that's called Lucky Girl and then Dismantling Your Core Belief System. You can get all three with the code PRE50 for $199. All three separately are $499. So I want you to go in and take these three courses. It would be like taking a month of coaching for $199. But if you don't like that, I don't want to coach by myself, I want to be with somebody else, I offer one-on-one coaching, and I want to tell you how important it is for you to take action towards your goal. And coaching helps us release that fear, and it helps us get on track and create a plan. But let's keep talking about the next step in fear and overcoming fear and manifesting. So there is an importance in taking action towards our goals, but so many of us sit in the vibration of, it didn't work for that person, I've never seen it work for this, I've never seen this happen, and so you start playing over and over and over again all of the reasons that you shouldn't do this, or that you have a fear about doing something. So I want to express to you, and I want to tell you that I'm proud of you, that I love you, that you're worthy, and that you can release that fear right now by starting visualizing, meditating, and really using personalized affirmations, not generic ones. Keep them very personal, keep them very intimate, and allow yourself to be bigger and have more opportunities and more growth. So I want to tell you a little bit about something that recently happened to me where I was operating out of fear. All right. So basically, I had gone to a hairdresser, and this hairdresser was doing everything she could to keep my locks lovely, and she did a wonderful job doing it. And I decided to go ahead and invest. And she said, I think you should change and get hair extensions. So I was like, okay. She told me which kind of hair extensions to get. And I'm a super loyal person, and I love this person, and I didn't want to disappoint her, and I didn't want to upset her. But I spent a lot of money, like close to $1,200 to buy her the hair extensions that she suggested and to have her put them in. Within 5 weeks, they were falling out. And then we reinstalled them. And then less than 3 weeks later, they were falling out like every day. There was 1 or 2 or 3. And that the whole point of having hair extensions is that they won't come out and that they'll just stay in, and it makes your hair, like, I don't have a lot of them, but I have enough just to give me some length and some volume and to make me feel more hair confident. And the purpose of the hair extensions is for that purpose, right? So I have a hair and makeup artist that comes in and does my hair and my makeup, and I've talked about her before, and she obviously knows hair extensions and what to do. And every time that she was doing my hair, she was getting them when she was just slightly brushing my hair, they were just falling out. And so she insisted that I go to somebody who was just a hair extension person. But for months and months and months, I resisted. I was a fear of hurting the feelings of my old hairdresser. I was worried that this person, I would spend all this money, because you have to pay to get them all taken out, and then you have to pay to get them all put back in. So it was like another $900 commitment after I just paid $1,200. And when you pay it once, it should last like 12, 14 months, and you're just paying for the move up. So this was, $2,000 basically in a 60-day period. And I had a lot of fear of money, fear that I'm going to spend this and it's not going to happen, fear of hurting her feelings, and fear that I would lose an opportunity to stay with a hairdresser that I liked, and that I would go to somebody else and that I would have the same result. And so I resisted and resisted. So then I finally say, okay, I explained to my hairdresser, like, look, that's part of my investment in my business, yada, yada. We went on and on. I don't think that she took it the way that I wanted her to take it, but, losing a good client can, be painful, and I get that. So I was trying to be as gentle as I can. Well, I go to this new hairdresser. And literally, the colorist comes in, and she's a doll, and we're all talking about manifesting and what I do and how I do it, and how my makeup artist had recommended that I go to her and all of that. Do you know what happens? Do you know what happened? The ladies who own the hair salon, the colorist and the owner said, "Oh, we love everything about you. We love everything you're doing. We want to help you. But so we're going to set up a brunch, like a manifesting and mimosas brunch for you, and invite all of our clients." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, we want to help you grow your business. We want to help you get in touch with the people in our community. All of us are spiritual people. All of us are really good. And I think they need to learn from you and see what you're doing." Now, fear would have kept me going all the way to the old hairdresser, paying for things over and over again. And my hairdresser never promoted me. I mean, I think she put me on her social media once or twice, but almost immediately they want to co-host a brunch and invite all of their clients and introduce me to their people. See, I was living in a fear-based reality where I wouldn't leave something that I already knew because I was so scared that they wouldn't be enough, I would waste the money, yada, yada, yada. First thing, I can run my fingers through my hair. I mean, I have hairspray in it right now. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that before. Everything was all stuck together. It wasn't operating the way that hair extensions are supposed to operate. That said, the universe gave me that clear signal and that clear sign that by taking that risk and going to this situation, it was going to give me more money and more opportunities and more ways to reach people, and I'll have beautiful hair and all this other kind of stuff. And I know this might sound like, well, Michelle, that's whatever, but have you ever gone to somebody that you're paying and then they want to help you grow your business? I haven't. So the universe shows us that when we take these leaps of faith and we step into our higher self and we operate in our feelings and in faith and not in fear, that the universe is going to send us all kinds of synchronicities and signs that this is the way to operate and this is the way to create. So I want to invite you in this moment in time to invest in yourself and take some action towards your goal, because one of the things that I know from my one-on-one coaching clients is that most of us have the same level of fear and doubt. And once you're guided and helped and you learn how to use these techniques and practices, because if I have you in front of me for an entire hour, I'm going to be dissecting all of the answers that you're giving me to understand what part of your brain, what part of your reality, and what part of your thought process is stuck in a vibration, so I can give you the very detailed and specific way that you need to manifest in order to create things into your now new reality, so that when you're a vibrational match to it energetically, it just appears. And that is the benefit of one-on-one coaching, because I have a little program called 6 Weeks to Success. And if you jump on my free 15-minute Zoom, you're going to be able to talk to me about it and see if it's a good fit for you. It may not be, but I think that it helps so fast and it works so well, because how did I create this program? I created this program so your coaching is personalized, you have one-on-one support, you have accountability, you have guidance, and you have somebody that has all the faith in the world to help you execute and create a plan. And then once we're done, I give you a 6-month plan to move forward. We create everything. We write down your goals. We write down the modalities, the practices, everything. So you have a go launch list. Why? Because I know from the success stories that I share over and over and over again on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, please find me, Michelle J. Lamont. Follow me, duet me, talk about me, spread the word. Instagram, same thing. All of my social medias are Michelle J. Lamont, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and YouTube. Everything is very simple and easy to find. And you see me sharing all these success stories, and you can go in and read the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reviews from iTunes to my website of how I help them support their dreams, give them the guidance, the reassurance, and the moving forward plan to create a reality in which they were manifesting at a very high vibrational place. If you love this podcast, can you imagine how much you're going to love working with me? Investing in yourself raises your self-esteem. It teaches your children and everybody watching you that you should always invest in yourself and work on yourself. And it allows you to create a new reality because I'm not living with your history. I'm not believing your history. And that is a small part of the equation. We're going to customize and personalize this plan towards you and your specific goals. So when you're thinking about how to manifest and how to release fear, you can listen to these podcasts, you can take my digital courses, you can take one of my group classes, and you can invest in one-on-one coaching. But no matter what you do, the fact that you're listening right now is a sign to the universe that you are the creator of your reality, my love. All right, so that's our show for today, Manifesting Manifestors. So we're going to end with a little chant that I like to do to close things off, and it's 6 little words. Everything is always working out for me. We're going to say that 3 times and then everything 3 times. Then you're going to go to michellejlamont.com and you're going to sign up for a free 15-minute call. You're going to enroll in my next class if there's any spots left. You're going to invest in yourself by doing one-on-one coaching and change everything about your reality. I can feel it. All right, let's get into the chant. Investing in yourself is the greatest thing that the universe responds to. It sees you overcoming your fears and living in a high vibrational reality. All right, let's get down to it. In 3, 2, 1. Everything is always working out for me. Again, everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything. Again, everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything. Yes, my love. Yes. All right, producers, let's wrap it up. Cue the music, and I'll see and listen to and hear. I'll see you guys next time and talk to you very, very soon. I look forward to seeing you in my next Zoom. Thanks for listening to this episode of Manifesting Miracles. Now it's time for you to take action. I invite you to hang out with me just a little bit more by signing up for my newsletter. You'll get instant exclusive access to the practices that will chart your own path to abundance and yes, spark that highest version of you. Head to the show notes right now so you don't miss a thing. Now listen, I fucking believe in you, and it's now time for you to win. Yes!